Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. We're taking a look at another Battle Master this time around. This time up we have Blowpipe. Here's the Generation 1 version of Blowpipe. He was included as the Target Master partner of Trigger Happy. He's also one that's rather notorious for being very fragile due to the fact that this hinge that folds him over is sometimes found very stiff and can break easily under pressure. Of course, he's also supposed to have his gun barrel snapped in here when he's in robot mode, but I found that makes him a little top-heavy. So that's why he doesn't have that on there. And then, of course, we have right here the SIEGE version. They've done a good job of bringing back a lot of the detail on the original. Same colors, even giving him the same paint application there for his face. And, of course, the new one's gun is mounted on, it can be mounted as a hinge on his backside, or you can remove it and mount it on his arms for him to use for himself. And of course, articulation-wise, the original one pretty much is terrible, as he can only be bent at the hip like so for transforming him. And that's all he could do. Whereas the new one considerably improves upon that, as you can rotate his arm at the shoulder and stick his arm out that far. His legs are on a bit of a ball joint, so they can be spread apart at different angles. It's about as far out as you can spread his legs. And he has a hip joint so that he can bring his leg up about 90 degrees. And that's pretty much all he can do for that. So it's a nice considerable improvement over his pretty much unposable Generation 1 form. Now let's get them flipped into their alternate modes and take a look at how the cannons look. Alright, here we go. We have the original Blowpipe mounted onto Trigger Happy here. And we've connected the new one to our usual model Sideswipe. Even though they're not of the same faction, it serves our purpose as well. And of course, the original version of Blowpipe here was famous for the fact that he was one of two where the gun barrels, instead of being a foldable part on the toy, was actually a separate removable piece. And as you can imagine, that quite often got lost on loose samples. And we'll show you here the new one. You can see that it does bear quite a good resemblance to the original, including having it being double-barreled and having the other barrel being considerably shorter than the other. So that is a nice homage to the original toy. And of course, the new one is listed as a dual impact shatter blast compression cannon. Nice way to describe it. And of course, it also, like all the Battle Masters, has a removable energy spark. But this one is special in the fact that it is a dual spark. Supposedly, this can separate. I've never been able to do that with mine, but according to other resources, it can be separated, and then it can attach to different ones with this larger hole, and then this inner portion here is be the smaller one that could connect to the other holes on many of these transformers. Guess I just need to work that loose a little bit better. But at any rate, I do like the fact that obviously the people behind this are taking the time to go look at the G1 versions and are trying their best to at least make these come off as something of an homage to their original selves. So we can give them some credit for that much at least. At any rate, I do like what they've done with these Battle Masters. It's an interesting idea, a little bit better of one than the original Target Master idea from the 1980s. Hopefully we'll get some more media released regarding how the Battle Masters actually function, and then we can do a more proper comparison between a Target Master and a Battle Master. At any rate, that concludes my comparison review of Blowpipe, G1 versus Siege. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up here on YouTube. New to my channel, please hit that subscribe button down below to join our ranks, and ring the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post new content. Also, consider sharing your thoughts about Blowpipe in the comments down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.